Hello, this is novaTopFlex, and in this video, I will be showcasing my QEMU System AArch64 attempt. My attempt at initiating a 64-bit ARM-based virtual machine on my 64-bit x86 system. There are architectural differences between the host and guest machines. That is why the machine here is significantly slower than it otherwise would be. Normally, when I'm doing virtual machines, it's still with my host architecture on the guests. But architectural differences make it more difficult for me to actually perform what I would like to perform. And my goal is to ensure that I have a display functional and a computer readily available. Unfortunately, I don't know if the keyboard and mouse devices are having problems because I'm on a VNC. I actually am, once the screen goes blank, I am actually going to try the same thing, but on display 0. Sorry about that. Recursive exception occurred while dumping the CPU state. Now I really wonder, why would it only dump the CPU state if it's on display 1? And why does it have to be on my native display in order to function properly? On my open box. This is on Matchbox. I don't know. Is it because of the CPU? Is it because I'm on a VNC? Is it somehow because the VNC has no graphics and it's trying to give a graphics card? Or maybe even, perhaps, because the VNC doesn't have a keyboard or mouse of its own. But in any case, this is unfortunately going to last much longer. I actually tried doing this before this video even started, and it worked very quickly to boot, and then took several minutes between sections during setup, and would take very long to set up completely. And I didn't actually finish the Debian setup at that point. So unfortunately, again, what this means here is that my QEMU virtual machine has failed me when I'm on VNC, even though on a native display it would succeed. At this point, this long into my operations, I would actually already be at least at the grub installation, possibly even past it, still waiting for my next step on the virtual machine on display 0. But this is display 1, and I don't know if it's going to fail. It's the same BIOS. It's an EFI, extensible firmware interface, by the way, for my basic input-output system here. So start boot option. I'm not sure if there's any way to get out of this. I actually would like to know if there are any recommendations. Please leave a comment if you know how to set up an AArch64 virtual machine to be independent of what display you run it on. Make sure that it works just as well on the VNC as it does natively, like it would if I were doing it natively with a host architecture on my guests. Even though this is ARM and I'm x86, that is an architectural difference. Sorry about that. And I will be closing, not too long from now in this video, I will be closing the QEMU screen. It's just close. I am actively testing on my host display, not visible right now, and very quickly it would succeed. It would succeed to get in the grub menu. For privacy reasons, I have redacted display 0, and I'm only using my VNC display 1 to showcase this setup. Okay, I'm back up and running. I've killed the display 0 version and now started the display 1. And don't worry, kill is just the command to exit out of a process on the Linux systems, despite other connotations. If you like this content, like, comment, share, subscribe, happy to algorithm, and thanks for watching. Until next time.